So this week, everyone's been wondering what's happening in this crazy real estate market in Northern Virginia. So Ray, help me out here. What do you think?
Since we talked last week, Denise, it's really been kind of a crazy kind of a turn of events within the marketplace. I mean, a couple things happened this last week that I think are fairly significant. The Fed raised interest rates just by a quarter this time. As you remember, in the past, they were raising significant levels of 3/4 each. This week, they rose just 1/4 of a point. The other point that I think is kind of interesting is that we just had the State of the Union address last night. And typically in most of these spring markets, we find that there's a loosening up in the marketplace after the State of the Union. And I'm not sure the significance exactly of that, but I think over the years I've seen that after the State of the Union address, people begin to relax a little bit more. Maybe they start to settle into the new year. But interestingly enough, from a statistics standpoint, we still are seeing an increase in the amount of inventory that's coming on the marketplace. Oddly enough, though, Loudoun County saw about an 8% increase in inventory last week, whereas Prince William County actually had almost about a 6% decrease. So overall, I think we're still seeing that there's inventory coming into the market. And, again, as you'll discuss about some of the buyers' thoughts, there's more selection, if you will, I think, of not properties that have been on the market for a long time. They become, as we kind of consider, stale. There's actually new inventory coming on the marketplace. Another interesting thing that we saw this last week is, especially in Prince William County, we saw a lot of properties now that are going under contract. And we continue to hear about multiple offers and agents that are frustrated because they think they may be the only buyer involved in negotiations, and they come to find out that there's 2 or 3 other offers. So in Loudoun County, we saw kind of a moderation. We're still under 400 properties that are under contract currently, but interestingly enough, Prince William County now has exceeded 500 properties that are under contract, and typically that will lead to more and more closings throughout the month. So I think with all that information that we're seeing, I mean, it just begs to ask the question, how can we be sure that this is the right time, the right market to either buy or sell? What do you think?
For sure. I think it's a good time. The reason being, mortgage interest rates have stabilized. Last year they were hovering around 8% even, and now they're staying stable closer to the 6% mark, which is a big deal. Historically, 6% is still a very good rate. Secondly, like you said, inventory has increased. So if you're looking for your dream home, you now have more choices. You can find the home you want. And it boils down to affordability. I think and what I've always gone back to is a study by the National Association of Realtors, and they found that homeowners actually have 40 times more net worth than someone who rents.
That is a great statistic. I've seen that too. It's wonderful to think that home ownership actually leads to your overall increase of net worth.
It's an amazing asset. And it goes back to that. The reality is that renters are paying a mortgage. They're just not paying their mortgage. They're paying the landlord's mortgage. Yeah. And I think that's something definitely to keep in mind.
Yeah. Well, I think so. The bottom line that we've seen is that certainly we're seeing inventory increase in the marketplace, as Denise had pointed out. Not only is it the numbers there, but it's the selection. Again, it's not just the properties that have been on the market that become stale, but now we have new inventory that's coming on the market. The other thing that we're seeing, and this again attests to what we've been talking about, multiple offers. We've got buyers that are coming back into the market. And so I think that, we're going to see optimism. We're going to see activity. Activity generally breeds activity. So both of those points are kind of our takeaways from this week. And then also, if you're thinking this is becoming, as we're watching these statistics and we're listening to, our fellow agents within the office as well as in the market, we're hearing that, it's always best to, if you're thinking about buying or selling, to consult your professional real estate agent, because what we're seeing is that, even just in a week, that things are really changing almost on a daily basis. Wouldn't you agree?
Agreed. And so with that, if you're interested and you like this kind of content, I really encourage you, please subscribe to the channel that way and hit the notification button. That way, every week we do these videos, you'll be able to stay on top of this crazy market.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Have a great week. We'll see you soon.
Bye.